Today's topic is menopause weight gain and how to get it off. Let's get started. Hi, I'm WendyMichelle Thompson. I am a registered nurse. I have worked as a weight loss counselor, one-on-one with clients. I've taught group classes. I have been through all kinds of experiences. I have had 4 pregnancies where my first time my weight went sky high. I literally put on 80 pounds, and I learned a little bit along the way, put on less each time, especially with my last baby being a turning 40 baby. But I will tell you that I had already been going through menopausal symptoms for close to 7 years. It started around age 33 with the night sweats and the memory loss and confusion and just, oh man, when I talk about some sweats, it could be any time of the day. Just like morning sickness, it can happen at any time of the day. I mean, I would just break out into a huge sweat, and it was just downright embarrassing. I think I went through just such a period of years to where I don't think I own any clothes that does not have sweat stains. It was ridiculous. And especially if I was nervous or anything like that, and I had gone back to school to get my registered nurse license. And so, I mean, we were always doing like right there on demand demonstrations of our clinical skills. And man, that would just amp it up even higher. And I know my heart was just a racing and everything. But some of the things with menopause, I wasn't so sure if they were menopause symptoms or not, because I got pregnant right after I turned 40. And I'd always heard, okay, things are going to start going downhill when you turn 40. That perfect eyesight, that 20/20 vision. Actually, I had great vision for so long. I mean, I could read where the chart was made. But then, as I got closer to 40, I had a really good friend who was about 12 years older than me, a little further down the road, and I would just laugh at her with her little bifocals and, having to position them a certain way and all that. She's like, Wendy, you just wait. It's going to happen to you too. And I'm just like, but how could everything just start falling apart as soon as you turn 40? Well, as you know, your body and the hormones make so many different changes when you're pregnant, just as what happens during menopause. So I found out I was pregnant with my sweet youngest one just weeks after I turned 40. And one of the first things I noticed was the eyesight. I was doing my nursing documentation. I couldn't read what I had wrote, having to get further away from the computer screen. Just the extra tiredness. And I've always been a very hyper, energetic person. I worked long, long hours. Already had 3 teenage kids, or one that was getting ready to be a teenager. She's a tween. And I had remarried. He had 3 that were like middle school down to 3 And then we were married just a little over a month, and I found out at 40 I was pregnant. So, yeah, like I said, I had been dealing with the night sweats and all that craziness. I mean, I would wake up in the middle of the night, and I've always been a person that has to have a fan running, that white noise and all that. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is, have to have a fan running for that white noise. I'd have the fan running, but still, I would just be completely drenched in sweat. I thought it was bad when I was breastfeeding and my baby would sleep a little longer than normal, miss a feeding, that type of thing. Your body makes that milk and is ready to give it out at certain times. It gets used to your child's feeding schedule. There's times that they sleep later. There's times that, they don't feel as well, so they're not breastfeeding as much. And it just seemed like for the longest time, I always had milk stains on the front of my shirt. And I'd have to stick the breast pads in and whatnot to try to protect my clothing. I'm like, okay, man, can I not own anything nice, So I was either pregnant, nursing, or both for quite some time. And with the stains on the front of my shirt with pregnancy, and then boom, what, long after that with my third child, and then there was like a 10-year gap before number 4 came along. Then there was the sweat stains. I was like, wow, really? When am I going to be able to wear clothing and not be embarrassed about what it looks like? Like, I was just like, oh man, I'm just always hot and just getting confused about stuff. And being a type A person, it just drives you nuts. The hormones up and down. There are so many symptoms of menopause. And of course, there's 3 different stages. There's the peri-menopause and the actual menopause. And then after periods have definitely been diminished for a year, and I'd say on the safe side to give it a little longer than that, then they say, okay, most likely you are no longer fertile. You can be checked by a doctor and whatnot and have your estrogen levels checked. But yeah, so I've been going through all this. I'm just noticing things a little bit along the way. I never really had problems with weight gain. Yeah, there's the weight gain that you put on during pregnancy. And I'd had several miscarriages and I'd had to work on that. And the last miscarriage, I was right at like 4.5 months. And so that was really hard, and going through a tough emotional time also with losing my father and other family members and just a lot of craziness going on. So hormones, the emotions going up and down. Estrogen plays such a big part of maintaining a healthy metabolism. So, of course, when we are going through menopause, our estrogen levels are going down. Okay? So, as they are going down, it's going to decrease our metabolism. So, what we used to be able to eat, the amount that we used to be able to eat, we can't just keep eating that same caloric intake, or maybe whatever exercise that you used to do to maintain your weight or to lose weight. All of a sudden you're finding out, oh, those things don't work anymore. And it was just a huge shocker for me to put on weight, like boom. It was insane. I put on an amount of weight, getting closer and closer to that point to where I wasn't going to have periods anymore. I put on like over 30 pounds in just a few months. I had not changed my eating. I was always very active. I love exercise. I was like in gymnastics and dance as a very young kid, and then a cheerleader, and just always doing something. But the weight just kept piling on. And I tell you what, it was something over 50, it was right at 56 pounds in just maybe 6 months. And it was blowing my mind. And my wake up call, of course, I knew that I couldn't fit in my clothes anymore. I didn't want to get on the scales, but yeah, I mean, I knew, of course, that I'm having to buy stretchy pants for the first time other than pregnancy jeans and whatnot. So my husband took a picture. He was my boyfriend back then. He took a picture of Zoe and I on a carousel on July the 3rd. We were at the July 4th celebration. And so that picture that you see in the thumbnail, that is indeed me. And when he showed that to me later, I was like, whoa, that was my wake up call. I'm like, okay, I can't let this continue anymore. It's just going to get worse. And I have got to do something drastic and do it now to get it off. So here I am, like, boom, 57 pounds. I'm already working out. And I'm like, okay, what do I need to do here? Everybody keeps saying, how did you do it? How did you do it? And honestly, with me being so short, it took a while for people to realize I was actually losing weight, just like the scenario of taking the weight off during pregnancy or after pregnancy. Yep, it takes a while for someone to notice. I think I had to lose a good 30 pounds before someone said, wow, you're losing weight. What are you doing? Okay, so this is what helped me. And even though I'm a nurse and I have a lot of nutrition experience, and I have gone through other things where I know so much about nutrition, because I have an opposite story of me going through from third grade to into my 20s, going through an eating disorder. So yeah, putting on weight other than pregnancy was not something that really happened with me. But I had to all of a sudden really analyze what I was eating and how much of it I was eating. And I had noticed that, man, I would gobble down food and barely taste it at times. And so one of the things that I did was just take the time to chew and savor the food. Take a drink of water in between each sip, because it takes 15 to 20 minutes for your brain to get the signal from your stomach that it is full. Some people have already started in on seconds and thirds at that point. When you're used to being able to burn it off because you're busy and you exercise and you're running after all these kids and taking care of patients, and yeah, I mean, being a nurse, you hardly got to eat. I'm thinking, how am I putting on weight? But yeah, I still managed to put on weight. So pay attention to when you're eating. Are you eating right before you go to bed? As you know, it is best to front load, meaning eat more of what you're going to have in the day in the morning at the start of your day, you may not be hungry right away, and that's okay. Wait for your body's signal to tell you, eat. Until I feel a stomach growl, I typically don't eat. And I had already trained myself to do that. So, but I was finding that because of the stress I was going through at the time, that I was eating more than I realized. Um, I like majorly cut down on alcohol. Sugar never was a problem for me. I'm not a sugary dessert person. And so there has to be something that is just like really specific that I love for me to dive into it. But really, I was happy with my meat and my vegetables and my bread. Now, okay, I was not a white bread person. I always loved my wheat grain bread, but man, you bring some bread to me at the table at a restaurant with the butter and all that. I mean, I could devour that all. I found out something very, very interesting as I was working so hard to figure out my eating patterns and when it was best for me to eat and not eat. I found out that I was gluten intolerant. The scales had remained the same and did not budge for 14 weeks straight. I was on an exercise bike every single day. I had a Fitbit, which I tell you what, that is a great help just to really know how many steps you're taking a day. You may think you're a lot more active than you are. No, okay. Wear something. It doesn't have to be a Fitbit, any kind of exercise tracker, and find out, okay, how many calories am I really burning in a day? And keep up with the calories that you're taking in. You have to be able to be burning more than you're taking in. And that's the only way you're going to lose weight. But also, the exercise is so important. You've got to be building that lean muscle mass. So, as you increase that lean muscle mass, you are going to be burning calories, and your metabolism is going to rise even when you are sleeping. You're going to burn calories at a higher rate. So obviously, your body is not burning with the same exercise that you've been doing. You've got to switch it up. And I hate to break it to you, but most likely it's going to be exercise that you hate. I just kept putting off doing dumbbells. I had gone through a period where I had a weight machine in my home and I enjoyed the leg exercises, but I just really did not enjoy the arm exercises. But I'm going to tell you, once you get into it, and yeah, and your weight has gone up and down so many different times, pregnancy and then this. Yep, the loose skin that is there. When you start seeing the results, you're going to be like, yes, I love doing weights. And guys, I know it's not fun, but you have to be able to build some strength and also that lean muscle mass so that you can more efficiently burn calories. It helps tighten up the skin and gets rid of this. It's insane how much my body has changed since I have included weights, just simple dumbbells. I started out with 2-pound weights and just doing simple routines. And then I went to 3 pound weights. And then, I don't know, I went to 5. I was just like, I'm not going to spend the extra money for something in between. I went to 5, and I've been using 5 for a long time in each hand. But yes, you're going to have to do the exercises that you don't want to do. You've got to do something outside of your comfort zone. So this is going to be a good indicator here. Okay? You can't just walk. You can't just do what you've always been doing. You've got to switch things up. And ironically, it happened at the same time that I found out I was gluten intolerant. That completely cut wheat out of my diet. My body was not breaking it down. I knew I'd always had some kind of strange digestive issues that didn't make sense. I mean, sometimes it was very apparent, and I'd get all super bloated even though I wasn't overeating and whatnot. But I mean, yeah, wheat was just killing me. And I guess that allergy just became more and more of a problem as I was going through menopause. So I have been eating gluten free. I'm trying to remember how long it's been. It's been close to 5 years. And I felt so much better within 2 days that I was convinced I really didn't miss anything anymore. I thought I would miss all the stuff at Thanksgiving and picnics and things like that. Every time I have a little bit of a cheat and I get super bloated and I hurt and I'm in pain, or the opposite, the extreme diarrhea, I tell you what, it is not worth it. And you can find some good gluten-free options. Unfortunately, gluten-free food is just so expensive, but you can make your own things, and you can do it with corn flour and rice flour and coconut flour. You have so many different things that you can do. It's just simple replacement. So you might want to look and see if you do have some kind of food allergy, but definitely do something with the exercise. Change it up. Change how many reps you do. Change your sleeping. Pay attention to how much sleep you're getting. Maybe you are not getting what your body really needs. Because when you combine everything with your overall health, your spiritual, your physical, your mental, your emotional, how active you are, how unactive you are, it all ends up crumbling down little by little if links are not being taken care of properly in your life. And that will definitely catch up with you during menopause, which causes more stress, which causes you to overeat and feel more tired and not want to exercise. And then you eat more. You sit on that couch and you mindlessly eat as you're relaxing at the end of the day. Well, then guess what? It doesn't get any better. It's just the hard truth of it, guys. You have to make drastic changes. And there's so much more I want to address with this video. And I have so many good tips to tell you. I want to talk to you about intermittent fasting, different things that you can include in your day, little things you don't even think about to make yourself more active. Everything that is movement is burning calories. And you know what? Don't think of it as you're being deprived or you're being tortured by the exercise, because it's not going to last. If you feel like you're being deprived of your favorite foods, hey, We're human. It's going to be okay to eat things here and there. It's just watch the amount and how often you have it. There's going to be times that you have to say completely no to it. I know exactly what that's like now with being gluten intolerant, with having to like really scrutinize a menu every time my husband and my daughter and kids go out to eat, and maybe there's a few options. And I tell you what, there's only so many salads you can eat. I want to talk to you about detoxing. Your body needs it. It is good for you. I have been doing celery detoxing since October 15th, and I cannot tell you how much better I have felt. My skin has looked better. I have not had a single breakout in almost 2 months. I have even noticed that the wrinkles and all around my eyes don't look as prominent as they used to. Guys, this is just the beginning. Jump in with me. This is going to be a series in itself, just like the Time of God series. I'm going to talk to you about ways to tone those arms, get the bat wings out of the way, ways to work on that booty, ways to tone up those stomach muscles, your core, planks. I so believe in planks. Tell me what your problem areas are, and I will design exercises and run those. I already have 2 filmed just to give you a general idea of what kind of exercising I do. I didn't perform a cardio one yet. I love dancing. I like to do it to specific songs. And I do like a lot of dancing to, I learn the moves to Thriller and Bye 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 by NSYNC. You talk about a workout, but even your line dances, it's got to be fun or you're not going to keep doing it. But make sure you're pushing yourself. You're doing more effort. Even if it's, 3 more curls than you did the day and a half before. You really should do weights like every other day. You need your body to recover from it. But you can incorporate cardio every day. And I'm going to give you ideas of how to do some quick workouts and how to get them in, just like with the Time with God and the Bible studies. Have awesome ideas and so many things I want to talk to you about. You can lose the menopause weight. It is stubborn. It is horribly stubborn. And you will work your butt off at first and you will be frustrated. But I guarantee you, if you're consistent, you stick with it, and you get in your mind, okay, this is a lifestyle change for my betterment, to increase my lifespan and my health. Because when we're younger as women, our body fat is stored in different places, primarily around the hip area and upper thighs. Menopause, that fat starts getting stored around the visceral organs, which causes a high risk for heart disease and all kinds of other issues. Guys, it's not just vanity things with this menopause weight gain. You're going to feel better, look better, staying hydrated, taking those excess calories out. When you see how long it takes to burn 100 calories on a treadmill, you rethink that cookie that you just gobbled down real fast. Trust me. Please subscribe, like, share. I would love to have you subscribe and be part of this. let other people know about this. I know this is a topic that is so underserved. There are so few people that just tell you the raw truth about menopause and weight gain. And I tell you what, when I was younger and I got the birds and the bees story from my mom, thank God for Judy Blume books. Thank God for Judy Blume books, or I wouldn't have known anything. Bless her heart. But yeah, how many people, how many moms prepare you for all the menopause stuff? That's just not something that people think about ahead of time or even talk to their girls about as they're going through it themselves. I'm here for you guys. Comment below if you have any questions. What are your problem areas? What do you need help with? Let me know so that this content can be the most valuable for you. And we can figure out the workout plans that is best for you, the eating plans that is best for you, your work schedule, your family life, how often you get to sleep. There's just so much that nobody is not cookie cutter. Everybody is going to have a different experience with menopause and weight gain, just like everybody's pregnancies are different. And even with each one of your own pregnancies, I guarantee you, as they are unique, different children, all those pregnancies were different. Some of the things were the same, but yeah. Guys, I love you. I want to help get this out there, answer questions, help you as much as possible. Look at me now. Yes, I lost every single pound that I gained plus some. And I have incredible BMI, incredible muscle mass, water mass. The fat is just not there. Like, I was thin before, but I wasn't healthy then necessarily, if that makes sense. There's a difference. God bless you today and all your tomorrows. And see you next time. Be looking for the workout videos.